Awaken Cohort.
And welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command. Orion Pirates Plus One. I'm Rear Admiral Terry, the GCS Chromaticon. As we continue our campaign against the Klingon Star Empire, and last time, well, we've been steadily trying to create the Flower, a defensive formation around a planet, which will hopefully prevent the enemy from being able to flip the tile. And with that in mind, we've already nabbed 2 tiles, but more progress needs to be made. So let us set out into space to see if we can't fight even more Klingon dreadnoughts in our not Klingon fighting dreadnought ship. Although actually no, a single dreadnought would be brilliant. This combat rate is the exact opposite of the sort of mission that we want. It's multiple dispersed targets, whereas our ship is very much designed to beat the crap out of a single location. We are a little bit dented from our last battle, but we can hopefully get that fixed up relatively soon. Let's go and overload all plasma torpedoes. That'll set them to enveloping mode. We only have 2 plasma torpedoes that actually envelop, so that will help out a little bit. Although that also does help us in terms of speed, since only 2 of our plasma torpedoes are going to be increasing the amount of power that they require. We are escorted today by GCS Footfall, and he shall hopefully be able to provide a sufficient amount of distraction / firepower that will prevent the enemy from being able to stop us from killing them. And with luck, cross your fingers. So we are charging up the phaser capacitor. That has only freed up a little bit of power because we don't have all that many phasers. We have 9 points of power in that phaser capacitor, 8 phaser 1s and 2 phaser 3s. The phaser 3s only take half a point of power, so that's where the 9th point comes in, which means we're not particularly quick, but we try. Currently on scanners, we have a freighter, a freighter, a freighter, a freighter, and a freighter. 2 of these freighters, however, are converted former frigates. This one in particular is a gunboat. You may recognize it as a bird o' prey, which you get to see in Star Trek The Whales one. Also, the search for... I will get this right. The search for Spock. And, you know, also Undiscovered Country and Generations and many episodes of TNG, and let's just stop going on. You may recognize... Oh, what is it called? The Rotaran. Yes, the bird of prey that we follow in Deep Space Nine that Worf serves aboard. So let's go prepared, however, to kick the crap out of a single heavy cruiser at this moment. You are honestly the ideal target for us. It is a D-7D, the Blue Fire, and the reason I know it's the Blue Fire is because blue, and there's no other name that I know of in this game that starts with blue and has anything else. Also known as the IKV Azula, which we will beat the crap out of, hopefully, in one titanic volley of red fire. So anybody who gets those references, congratulations. You enjoy certain things that I do. Let's prepare a tractor beam. We are, of course, going to want to basically hold on to this person and make sure that he cannot avoid our incoming torrent of plasma fire. I'm going to slow down a little bit because it looks like one of our plasma torpedoes is lagging behind a little bit in charge. So if I can hit him with 8 million tons of bricks in one brilliant massive assault, then that would be ideal. He is packing 4 missile launchers, which is going to take away a pretty decent amount of the damage that we are going to be able to do. Why did the tractor beam not charge? I don't know, but I'm irritated because I don't have time to turn back around and go after the Blue Fire. I must continue on to the convoy, as was the original intention, was to basically one-shot him, or at least leave him so badly crippled that there was no point in going back after him. But you know what? It looks like the Footfall has him mostly under control, actually nailing him with some plasma torpedo fire. So I'm just gonna keep going. We're gonna swap our defenses over to the aft shield reinforcement and just accelerate, because I have a long way to get to these freighters. So increase the speed of time. What's the Azula going to do? The Azula is maneuvering around and getting distracted. Lovely. So maximum speed of the ship at this point. We cannot go any faster than this, but we will be able to basically come through this formation and just annihilate everybody. I'm going to get to the tip of the spear on this one, just because if we try anybody else, we're just not going to be able to kill enough in time. I could open fire with things like phasers to just... Actually, I will. Hi, I have 8 phasers. I forgot about that. You're mostly dead. I'll slow you down a little bit. You are not my goal target or whatever. So we'll do that. And I have an R-type plasma torpedo, which is my primary goal. How close are we to the edge of the map? We're not actually in view of it. The Governor Tarkin. I think we may have gone over to the wrong franchise, but I'm not going to complain because it's a pretty interesting thing. If this doesn't hit in time and he actually is able to stop... Oh, no, he was not able to. He only needs a little bit more damage, so I'm going to... We're too close for plasma torpedoes. If we do that, we'll hit ourselves, and I really don't have much forward shield left anymore. Because we're putting all of our power into the aft shield. You know what? Oh, I was about to say, you know what? I've got him damaged enough that I don't really care, but looks like that worked out okay. Let's increase the speed of the ship. We'll also swap our reinforcements over to the front of the ship now that we've actually managed to get away from the Azula, who is locked in a duel with the death with the footfall, I think. Somewhere over there. Yes, over there. Well, we basically go take on the convoy. This will work out lovely. We do, of course, need that tractor beam to turn on again. Otherwise, they'll get away from us. We're not very good at just dogfighting with people. We need one titanic massive salvo that is beautiful in all things. So you, and you, and you. So we'll open them up, and that'll hurt him, and that'll kill him. On to you. You're an F5TB. I do, of course, have a pair of enveloping plasma torpedoes that would be perfect for you, although you are also here, so they're perfect for you as well. So I'll actually try and set up this maneuver. Hopefully I can get the second plasma torpedo ready to rock and roll in time, because if not, then that may not be quite enough damage. So I will select you, and I will select you, and prepare to give the Chancellor Crevelt a taste of my firepower. Lovely! Okay, and it was just enough damage as well. So we've destroyed 3 freighters of the 5. You have to get around to this F5TB before you can get away. It may be the case that we will use our Marines. After all, he's only got 4 on board. So, would actually be a not terrible plan. Let's increase the speed of the ship. How much power do I currently have? I have tons! Steal it all. Steal it all for the ship. For speed and firepower, and start charging things up. I'm going to have 3 F-type plasma torpedoes and 8 phasers ready to go by the time we actually make it to him, so that'll help out. The Chancellor Tokak. All ship fire do that. That may have been too much. I think we're going to waste some of those plasma torpedoes. Hit. And hit. Ooh, didn't quite kill him. I need one more phaser strike to actually finish this guy off. Still way down, since we're starting to charge things up again. I have actually knocked out his defenses here. So, how close are we to the edge of it? We're getting there. Oh, we are getting there. I'd have an R-type plasma torpedo ready before anything else. I don't want to use it, but... yeah, I don't want to use it. Hopefully my phasers will be able to cut him to ribbons in time. Good, lovely. Last target in the convoy, and then of course we're going to go help out and blow apart that heavy cruiser. We are kind of designed for it. The Footfall's doing a fantastic job, don't get me wrong, but I think you could use a little bit of help. I'm seeing somebody is weak on shields. I'm not quite sure who that is. We'll have to go check it out as soon as we just walk up to this FLRG and annihilate him, because he's not going to be able to take all this fire. He's already taken some damage, so it really kind of sucks to be him. Hi, buddy. You got so far, but, yeah, it's over for you. Good, lovely. Alright, on to the final target. And it is indeed... ooh, the Footfall is having a bit of a rough day, but then again, so is the Azula. Holy crap, he's managed to truly just beat the crap out of that heavy cruiser. And he's a destroyer. And he did it on his own. Either that or we just lost contact with the Footfall. Yeah, okay, actually no, the Azula destroyed the Footfall. I almost thought for a second that he actually managed to kill him, but no, that was not the case. So let's get down in here and finish this guy off. Oh, my friend, my buddy, my pal, I think you're done for, and I don't even think you realize it. So, is he going to engage us? Well, he has to. The AI does not get a choice. We can run from a battle. The AI does not. So, let's slow down a little bit so I can start getting a decent amount of forward shield defensive power, because he's got better long-range weapons than we have. Our weapons are much better in close combat than his, but when it comes to long-range skirmishing, yeah, disruptors are pretty gosh darn good at it. Not as good as photon torpedoes, because photon torpedoes have a range of 55, and they do not lose damage out to that range of 55. But you'll be using them in proximity photon torpedo mode, which does half damage compared to normal. So make of that what you will. But 5 plasma torpedoes, penetrated, enveloping, yes. Victory is ours. I wasn't actually expecting that to go quite as well as it did. I'll be completely honest, I was expecting us to kind of suffer a lot in that battle, but the Footfall helping out was decisive in the fact that it allowed us to completely ignore the defenders. So we grabbed that tile. I didn't quite mean to go here, but I will take it so I can fix the ship a little bit. We have been somewhat dented, and get some more parts. We have 6,100, but we need something in the neighborhood of like 12 or 14,000 not Seabills, but prestige, in order to afford a dreadnought or battleship, which is what we want, although DNHPH is on the field. This is 1R, 2S, 2F, 14 phaser ones. I really want it. I do, because 14 phaser ones. Is there anything better? That's the one question I have. There is not. Bye. The Serpenticon. All right. So I'm not going to trade in the Chromaticon just yet, which may prove to be a horrific mistake. But I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to keep the Chromaticon around for a little while longer. The Serpenticon clearly is the ship that I want to be my flagship, but I can't move these for reasons not yet adequately. Well, actually, no, I know why, because this game was made in 2001, and it didn't know anything about that. We are going to see if we can't finish off and keep working on the flower. So we have picked up now 2 dreadnoughts, as some people have suggested, hey, maybe you should expand the fleet a little bit, get some support on in there, and that's not a terrible thing. Unfortunately, that does mean that the enemy is probably going to defend themselves a heck of a lot better than they have been before. So we are going to have to worry a little bit about that. The enemy gets to come in larger numbers because we have brought more numbers. Oh, that looks cool. The Serpenticon would definitely be something that I would like to transfer my flag to. Now, technically, we have a more powerful R-type plasma battery, but he's got more plasma in general. So he's packing 5 plasma torpedoes. We also have 5 plasma torpedoes. However, he has 2 Fs, whereas we have 3. He also brings on 2 S's. Those S-type plasma torpedoes deal a grand total of 30 damage each. So, whereas our entire secondary plasma battery is 60 damage, his is also 60 damage, but then he brings another 2 more F-type plasma torpedoes to max out to 100 damage. And then he brings in another R for 150, whereas ours is actually 160. Huh. We actually deal more damage. He deals it at a longer range and has more phasers to just sort of skirmish with. So we've run into a pair of light cruisers out here in the distance. I think we shouldn't have any real trouble just beating the crap out of them. I don't anticipate a problem moving forward, but there may be one that comes up. So we'll have to be somewhat on our toes. Just want to do a quick check. Yep, it's just these 2 currently on sensors. So what do I need? I need defensive electronic countermeasure and electronic countermeasure just to sort of mess with them. And how much power do I got? I can sap that budget a little bit to go a little bit faster, and we'll increase the speed of time so we can actually get in on the enemy to plasma annihilate them. So this guy up here, yeah, he's a full-on light cruiser with a heavy war destroyer with him. Ooh, a D5DX. Capital X, though, to go with also a capital X. Ooh, you are a drone cruiser of great danger. Plasma torpedoes have been selected. He has... that's more than we can handle. So we're going to have to rely very heavily on our defenses. And it's not going to work. Unless the Serpenticon gets in nice and close to us. Yeah, we are going to lose defenses here. Alright, so we've taken out that one, but we lost our defensive screens. To, by the way, a light cruiser. Because we just did not have a sufficient number of defensive weapon systems. I'm going to pull you out of formation. You can engage as you see fit. Whereas I'm going to have to sort of slowly turn my way back on target. Because unfortunately that is a weakness that we have. Gorn ships in general are not particularly maneuverable. And so they become rather easy actually to outflank and damage from the sides and the rear. We have managed to destroy his fighter escort. That is such a cool looking ship. It really is. I think it's awesome. But we're going to come back around. We are revealing an open shield, which I anticipate he'll fire a little bit of phaser fire our way. But look at him. He is just... he's dueling with 2 dreadnoughts, and he's managed to get us both to red shields. He might even get through that shield. I'm not entirely sure. I'm tempted to fire a pseudoplasma torpedo just to mess with you, but I'm maneuvering into a position to sort of defend his flank. He's maneuvering into a position to rejoin with me, although he's not actually technically set to that, but I can order him in. There we go. We shall rejoin together. And if that guy wants to run, I'm not going to stop him because I need time to charge my plasma torpedoes. That's where the majority of my firepower lies, is in my plasma armament. I've got a lot of it. It's just all takes place under 3 turns of recharge. Whereas the Serpenticon has a much more consistent phaser battery to back up his plasma battery. That needs to die. Okay, that was taken out. And you have not wild weaseled. So I'm going to see what his problem is. Tractor beam? Tractor beam will grab onto him, so he's not getting away. He's down at this point. He just didn't realize it yet. There we go. So if we tuck this guy in a little bit tighter, that might help a little bit. That'll prevent us from taking more damage, because we just do not have the defenses required to actually sort of handle this incoming firepower. However, I can't say he does, because all he does is he increases his phaser complement by 6, which is pretty significant. And another tile taken, lovely. I'll set out over here. We'll put a little more pressure on the enemy. We'll take Enigma. Enigma is a great mission for us because we get to basically cheat. The first round of shooting is free for us because the AI... Yeah, if we spawn in this position, the AI is going to see this light cruiser first. It's going to focus all the firepower that it can possibly muster on that single target and nothing on anything else. So for the first salvo, everything goes into that light cruiser. If you're playing as the Federation and you're fighting the Klingons, or if you're playing as any race fighting a plasma race, Enigma missions are some of the easiest missions because their first plasma salvo will fire into the, well, useless ship, so long as you spawn in this position. There's a second spawn position where you actually spawn a little bit closer to the enemy, and they see you first, and they will then go for you. But even then, some of the times, they will instead go for the target down there. Plasma torpedoes, of course, to enveloping, gives us a little bit more punch. It basically, the sole purpose of this battleship is to hit somebody with plasma. Like, or not battleship, dreadnought. This is a very focused design dreadnought. And like I've said this kind of before, but this is really truly designed for a single target. You pick somebody out in a fight and you break him. And unfortunately, that leaves us very vulnerable to light cruisers, especially in this era. Because we have moved into the late era and our DNT is not of that design. We are very much an earlier version of the Dreadnought, but we were also very much designed to break other Dreadnoughts. And so heavy cruisers, light cruisers, fast frigates who can skimp along to our flanks with lots of drone launchers, which are missiles, they can be really dangerous to us. Bring in fighters to the mix as well. We just don't have the secondary armament to support a battle against that. Luckily for us here, though, we have run into a single freighter who I will just charge up the tractor beam and we will break the crap out of him. He stands no chance, and I don't know if he knows this yet, but he's about to die. So in FLDS, it is actually a defensive freighter, the Sword of Kalis. Very bold name for a very small ship. He's attempted to put some defenses on, but no. Easy destruction of the enemy. We will not come back around. The universe may get to this first. There is a timer currently on this vessel, and eventually it will destroy itself before anything else happens. I'll just slow down because I'm kind of expecting... Yep, and there goes the universe. Destroying it for us, cleaning up the trash on the mission, and that allows us to get an easy cash fix. Sometimes on that ship there's things like dilithium crystals, there are medical supplies, the Venus drug in some missions, but... 84 prestige. It's... What's this down to? Defensive 5. It's a way to pick up just a little bit more prestige. It's helpful early on, but not so much later. Ooh, so we are surrounded by stations, which is a little bit rough, but we're going to see what we can do with that. Let's red alert and overload. We're going to get ourselves involved in another battle. And do I need any repairs here? Nope, we're all good. We are shipshape and ready to rock. So I'm going to preempt things a little bit. I'm going to get our electronic countermeasure in place as well as our forward shield. I'm kind of anticipating a slightly more dangerous battle, although there's no guarantee of that. We could run into just more freighters, and I'm honestly not necessarily opposed to running into more freighters because I kind of need to. Increase the speed of time, we'll sort of get underway. The Serpenticon will come up, and it's a heavy cruiser and a heavy cruiser. This is a D6, judging by the color. An AD6, so it's a drone cruiser. I am going to set reverse echelon. Yeah, inverted chevron is, or yeah, inverted chevron. Echelon would be the side angles one, these ones and these ones. But we'll go to a reverse chevron because I want his superior defenses up front of me. And my plan will be to grab onto this one. Actually, yeah, that'll be the real plan. Okay, so 1, you only shoot when I tell you to shoot. Mission number 2, your goal is to tractor him. Oh, wow. You're C7X, so you're a full-on battlecruiser. So the plan will be, he's going to grab him, and I'm going to fry him, and then he's going to hit him, and that should be enough damage to break this guy. We're both set up for it right now. Now let's see who gets to him first. He's got to him first. Our plasma torpedoes all together as one. Oh, wait, no. You let him go? Apparently he wasn't ready for this because that right there, those are what we're supposed to do. Actually, that's more ISC tactics than anything else. Oh, crap. We may want to let him go. I'm going to hold on to him for now, but in the future... So we're going to set up a tractor beam defenses. And he's allowed to go of us. So we need to give our buddy a little bit of friendly support here. So Marines, the new orders will be... We're not going to do that, but we are going to knock out this. So we got that. So one of his launchers is down, and then we managed to get a nice screw you shot in. It looks like he's taking some pretty heavy damage here. The Serpenticon under quite a bit of bombardment, which I suppose is kind of the point. But we have dealt a pretty crippling blow. I mean, we destroyed a C7 in basically one salvo. So I kind of wish that my tractor beams would operate a little bit more supportively of him. Oh wow, his phasers are just knifing through. I kind of didn't give nearly enough credence to the amount of firepower this guy is bringing to the table. I saw that he was a darker color, that he's a C6, but no, he's backing a lot of phaser X's, and I knew that. Oh, I forgot about that. So one of the really powerful things about the X era, when it starts bringing in more firepower, is the Phaser X will replace all Phaser 1s and Phaser 2s. Klingon ships have a lot of Phaser 2s on board, and so that makes them particularly upgraded by the X era. So my goal... Oh yeah, you're not going to shoot because... Well, you'll try and get a tractor beam. Open up when you feel free. I give you permission to do so. Alright, so I need to give him a little bit of plasma love. So a single plasma should not instigate a response, but it will do damage. It will hurt him. Oh, that's a fairly narrow arc. Okay, we're about to come within tractor range, and we've got him. Oh, he pushed us away immediately. Ah, he was prepared for that. He was expecting it. Grab that away. And I don't have any defenses. I got a high energy turn here, but if I do, there's a chance I fail, because he's out-turning me. Okay, I've got to go for a strength 2 beam. Actually, I've got to go for Marines. Take out that gosh darn tractor. Oh, it's dead. Lovely. Strength 1 beam. Activate. Phasers of any description, please. So we've knocked out his tractor beam, so he can't push me away anymore. Which means the next time we grab him, we're going to hold him, because he can't let go. So, is that thing charging? It is, but we're not quite within range. Closing, and technically we're in range. Hi. Goodbye. Just all the goodbye. Whew, so that was actually kind of close for this Pentagon. As you can see, Dreadnoughts unsupported against smaller, more nimble forces can be a very difficult battle to fight. Because you're not in a position to defend each other. Alright, so we neutralize the tile. We do have to go back home. Supplies 274 plus 12 plus the 74 on us plus our 12. That'll get us back into the fight. But that's the current situation as we leave it. We have done a little bit more. We've got most of the right side of the flower done. We're starting to work on the left side of the flower. Once we get it entirely done, we will hold this planet quite strongly, but more work is going to have to be done with that. Anyway, I've been Mirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press the little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.